right.
Welcome back to Good Morning Trenton.
Yeah, baby.
Are you going to talk directly to viewers?
Well, I talk directly to viewers.
And get mad at them?
Well, if you want me to.
Okay. Joining us on set, Republican Governor of New Jersey, Christie. Who did he take on?
Gail.
It was Gail.
Oh, yeah, remember her?
No, it's Gail.
Yeah, she wanted to know where my kids went to school and why.
Where do they go to school and why?
I said,
Oh, my
damn
God.
business.
No, it's still not my business.
That's what I told her, so I'm not going to change the answer for you.
Totally understand. And I got to use that answer a lot more in my life.
Oh, yeah, it's a very good
Go
answer.
on.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I wish I could do that.
Well, I saw the beginning of the show this morning. How about the young Willie Geist?
I know.
That look was really quite something, wasn't it?
The hair.
Oh, the hair was
Willie, you're like a little rascal.
That's the only time we actually knew you were from Jersey. We saw that hair, Willie.
That was
the hair on you. I'm telling you.
That was the original Jersey hair.
That was.
Sweet
really,
thing.
really good. Really well done. That was very nice.
Well, so you're winding down.
Yesterday was 2,800 days as governor.
2,800
Not that I'm
days.
counting.
No, not that you're counting.
Hard.
Yeah.
What a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very interesting. We always told the story, even when you were down in the polls, you didn't care that you were down in the polls. When you were up in the polls, you didn't care you were up in the polls. But I think back to your re-election. Time magazine talking, about, having you on the cover and everybody saying this is the future of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
You look back at that time with regret, with sadness.
No, happiness. I mean, you get 61% of the vote as a Republican in New Jersey. That's a happy time. A few weeks after that got a little less happy, but but the fact is that was an incredibly happy time. I mean, if I had told you when I first started coming on the show in 2010 and we were cutting budgets and doing the pension stuff and a lot of controversy and yelling with public workers, that 4 years later we'd have 61% of the vote for re-election, I think you would have told me good luck.
So what happened?
You spent it. Well, two things. One, I spent out of doing hard things, because I think political capital is there to be spent. So when you get up to that level and you're in the approval in the 70s, do the unpopular things then, because you've got some room to drop. And then some other things happened that people who
did you ever expect that bridge story when it first hit
no.
to expand the way it did?
No, I can't thank your network enough for that too. Well,
your
network had made a cottage industry for about 3 months on that.
I can tell you,
they had like my secretary, Rachel Maddow, an hour special on the secretary to Governor Christie.
Well, can I just say,
you guys were great.
Our primetime thanks you as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. We put them on the map.
This is
but no,
awkward.
I didn't expect. No, it's not. I mean, I didn't. Listen, it's not awkward.
I love awkward.
And you know why it's not awkward?
Believe me, she does.
No, I love awkward.
It's not awkward because I knew then and I know now that I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
And all of it came out in the long run, and all the people who were yelling and screaming at the time that I did something wrong, I knew they were wrong. So you just have to wait history out, and
so
that's what I did.
let me change the subject and make it even more awkward.
Excellent.
So
good.
here we go, because you're kind of like
Are we going to talk about our odd attraction? Is that what you want to do?
Oh my God!
Make it very awkward. That will make it very awkward.
He just did
Especially
that.
in front
He
of
went
Joe.
there.
It's
Usually
terrible.
Donnie does that stuff. Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but go ahead.
I know.
I'm going to leave this set.
Which awkward thing did you want to talk about?
Get it out, Mika.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
Trump.
The president, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
The President of the United States. So you, over the years, we've gotten to know you as someone who says it like it is.
Yes.
As someone who isn't afraid to say something, even if it's really awkward or punching or whatever. So, what do you...
So what's what's this leading for? I think I'm about to get shafted, everybody. Get ready.
The
Here we go.
last time you were on, you said he was fit to lead.
Yeah.
You can't be serious.
I am serious. Sure I am. I am serious. I mean, listen, everybody's allowed to have a different opinion in this country.
We do. We have very different
so are you.
opinions.
And so you're allowed to have a different opinion. You don't think he's fit to lead. That's okay by you. But I feel differently. Yeah. Now, that doesn't mean that every decision he makes, every tweet he sends out, everything he does, I agree with. And I talk to him on a regular basis. And when I don't agree with him, I tell him I don't agree with him. And that's the benefit of having a 15-year...
So there are some things you completely don't agree with.
Well, of course. I mean, and there's things I've done, I'm sure. I think this is less likely, but there may have been some things I've done that even you don't agree with.
Oh, my Lord.
Despite our special attraction.
Oh, good Lord.
Governor.
Oh, my God.
Joe, you know it's true, don't you? Joe, you know it's true.
I'm trying to pull you out of this one here, Governor. Hey, Governor, what's an example of something you called President Trump and said, I didn't like what you did today, or I didn't like what you did yesterday, and how does he react to that kind of criticism?
Well, let's go back to the campaign.
Well, no, recently as president.
I mean, as recently as president? I mean, listen, I was not a guy who favored the Muslim ban. And I told him that, and I told him that I thought it was both problematic legally and not the right thing to do from the image of the United States and the kind of people that we are. And I told him that at the time. How does he react? It depends on the day. You know, I mean, some days, like, he'll just get real quiet with me about it and he'll listen, and that's that. Other days he'll yell back at me and fight and ask me why I'm so hard on him and that kind of thing. But I've been his friend for 15 years, so I think I have license, and I've told him this. I think I have license to say, after 15 years of being his friend and running against him, that I can say what I want to say, and I do.
You're from 3 under the bus,
No loyalty
though.
pledge.
Huh? You're from 3 under the bus, though. You should have been vice president. You thought you were going to be vice president. He threw you under the bus. Then you were going to be attorney general. I bet he wished he had named you attorney general. You got thrown under the bus twice there.
Yeah, well,
is he still your friend?
Sure. That's politics, Joe.
He wasn't loyal to you, though.
Well, listen, the fact of the matter is that that's politics at times. And, you know, if you're going to get into this business, you got to know that sometimes people make those kind of decisions. But no, it doesn't change 15 years of friendship. I mean, if it was a year of friendship, maybe 15 years now.
What would you have done had you been appointed Attorney General on DACA if the president called you and said, you got to go out and do what Jeff Sessions did?
Well, what I would have said is what I said during the campaign, which is that I never thought that the executive order was the right way to do it. And I thought that the president then, President Obama, shouldn't have done that. I think he should have forced Congress to do what they needed to do and sat down and made a deal with them. And I think this president should do the same thing. This is something that should be enshrined in statute. It shouldn't be from the whim of one president to another. It should be something that the Congress passes, makes the law, and the president signs, so that we don't have to worry about it any longer, that it's part of the law. And I think that's an important thing, Joe, and Mike, and I would have told the president, if I was his attorney general, I would have told him that that's what we should do, and I would have helped him on Capitol Hill and other places to get it done.
It's going to be a long wait.
Oh, my Lord.
I don't know that it'll be a long wait. I don't know that it'll be a long wait.
Well, not now, but waiting for Congress traditionally has been.
Traditionally it is, but I think because of what he did, he's now given them a pretty narrow time frame to do something. If they don't, they're going to have to pay the price for it.
All right, Governor Chris Christie, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
I'm so looking forward to that.
Coming up, we've got former longtime New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg joins us when Morning Joe continues. Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.